Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now March 13th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker and The Last Jedi, there's been a great divide between fans over the Disney Star Wars movies and exactly how the fans see Star Wars overall. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the thing about Star Wars is that we do know that The Rise of Skywalker was the culmination of the Skywalker saga. This movie in particular really could have done a lot better at the box office, I will agree on that. It only got a little above $1 billion at the box office worldwide. And with that being said, when we look at everything related to The Last Jedi, that played a major role in the box office results for Episode 9, because there were a lot of Star Wars fans that did not necessarily want to go ahead and see this movie, and I'm sure that a lot of you out there still haven't seen the movie. I see some of your comments saying that you have not seen the movie as of yet, and are either waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray, or you're waiting to go ahead and see it on other forms of media like digital. So, with that being said, when we actually look at the future of Star Wars, such as the new universe, and everything is changing by Disney's CEO Bob Chapek, the one thing that really does intrigue me is, of course, everything related to how The Last Jedi and the Star Wars fans reacted to the film, and Rian Johnson's stance on all of this. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing is that now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with the Skywalker saga, they are moving on to their new Star Wars universe, also known as their new Star Wars Expanded Universe, that will introduce new eras and a new mythology to, of course, Star Wars fans. It's said that Disney has major plans in order to reunite the fans around the world to create a better future for Star Wars. However, during and after the premiere of The Rise of Skywalker, many interviews were given to the creators of the sequel trilogy movies, where eventually Rian Johnson was able to answer many questions about the Star Wars franchise and even the fans. When questioned about the backlash of the film and how he feels about fans being very divided over his movie, Rian Johnson went on to state that the fans are wrong and that there is no backlash from what he did with The Last Jedi. Rian Johnson goes on to state that the fans have been misguided by a very small minority on Twitter or on social media that did not enjoy the movie, and translated that to the fact that half the fans did not enjoy The Last Jedi. When questioned about this trilogy, of his new trilogy, Rian Johnson went on to say that he is going to see what Lucasfilm is doing and what happens, and that they're working things out, but we will see. Additionally, when he was asked about his take on Luke Skywalker and how the fans had a negative opinion on that, what Rian Johnson went on to say is that his take on Luke Skywalker was as accurate as possible to how he was in the originals, and that those fans who disagree should research what Obi-Wan or Yoda did later on in life, similar to what Luke did on Ahch-To, and that Rian wanted to stay true to Luke being in isolation. So, okay, so let's go on about Luke Skywalker here, and Rian Johnson's take on that. Now, the thing about this that really does stand out, right, is how Rian Johnson says that the fans are wrong, there is no backlash, the backlash does not exist, there's no such thing, and that it's just a small minority on social media like Twitter and Facebook and stuff around those lines, right? And that's it. Meanwhile, everybody that I talk to in real life, and everybody that they talk to in real life, and so on and so forth, it's like a butterfly effect. Everybody does not like this movie in my experience. Not one person likes this movie, even casual fans that I'm friends with. And even non-Star Wars fans that went to go ahead and check out the Star Wars movie just because, that I know personally, also did not like the movie, and they're not even Star Wars fans, and they even enjoyed The Force Awakens. So, I think that there's a lot out there, and that's just my experience, by the way. There's a lot of fans out there that really dislike this movie. It's not a minority, in my opinion. From what I could tell, it's not just a minority on social media like Twitter, Facebook, etc. And let's get to Luke Skywalker, because with Luke Skywalker, Rian's stance on this is that Luke is as accurate as possible to how he was in the originals, and that he did exactly what he would have done if he was writing characters like Obi-Wan or Yoda, and that he believes in the concept of isolation. Now, sure, isolation, I totally get that. J.J. Abrams already established that in The Force Awakens. That was not Rian Johnson's creation. However, it's how Luke was used in the movie, such as the milking the sea cow and stuff like that, or, being bitter for way too long throughout the entire movie until the very, very end. It was just a little bit too long of how Luke had that grudge against the Jedi and their ways, and I feel like it really could have been shortened, where maybe he only had that grudge for, let's say, 20 minutes of the movie, and that's it. And then he changes his ways and leaves the island with Rey to take on Snoke and Kylo Ren. Something around those lines, right? So, I would like to hear what you guys have to say about Rian Johnson's stance on all of this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night